I'm here. Hello, I'm alive. So yeah, I obviously missed what month are we? February's wrap up. I did film it. I filmed a lot of it. I filmed a lot of like B-roll stuff. I edited it and I just experienced so many technical difficulties that by the time everything was said and done, it was like March 20th and I was just so angry about the whole thing. And I was like, screw it, I'll just do two monthly wrap ups at once because it was already almost April. So Marches would be right around the corner anyway. So here we are with what months? February and March wrap up. Lots to discuss. Some really fun purchases, but disclaimer I have not purchased a single tarot deck or a single crystal at all in 2026, which is like good. Yay. But I've just replaced those purchases with journaling and stationery purchases. So it's just kind of like six of one, half a dozen of another kind of thing. So we'll talk about my journaling purchases. We will talk about the decks that I used very briefly because tarot has not been the primary target for 2026 so far. I've really been enjoying journaling. I'm like obsessed with my Hobonichi. I'm obsessed with my ink swatch journal. I've got so many inks in. I've got so many fountain pens in. So that's kind of just been where things have been at for me. I've been loving journaling. Now I did love journaling my tarot pulls previously, but like I said, I've probably done maybe 4 or 5 tarot readings for myself in the last couple of months. Maybe a couple more, I don't know, but such is life. That's where we're at. But I will talk about the decks that I used for both February and March. And yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about the purchases that I did make. We'll talk about memories and experiences. And we'll talk about books, which have also not been great. So let's get started. So in February, I got to celebrate my birthday because my birthday is in February. What a weird way of saying my birthday's in February. I celebrated my birthday in February, and for that, my mom took me to a brunch restaurant kind of in the next small town over from me, and it was really cool. They had all these screens that, of course, because I am a February baby, it was all Valentine's Day decorated, themed. So it had the Eiffel Tower and Paris going on in the background on these huge screens that are literally wrapping the entire restaurant. But that was pretty cool to see. And then the screens did switch up for a little happy birthday jingle for me. And then they gave me free ice cream, although it was a snowstorm that day and ice cream was like the last thing on my mind, but free is free. I'll take it. So that was pretty cool. And my mom was like, you have to go to the bathroom. You have to go on the journey to the washrooms because that was pretty cool as well. So obviously like projector screens and whatever. It was really neat. So that was my birthday celebration. Pretty low key, just a brunch with my mom, and that was that. I went to see the Wuthering Heights movie. I have not read the book, but I am in the process of it. Now, I wanted to annotate as I went, which is not a good idea. If you are wanting to annotate a book, you really should have read it first and then annotated it after. My little arrows are all over the place. So this is as far as I got, and that's as far as I got with annotating as well, because I think I'm giving up. I think I'm just gonna straight up read it and then go back and annotate. But the movie was so good, and I purposely watched the movie first before I read the book because I figured I would hate the movie if I read the book first. That's usually how that goes anyway, but also the director of the movie flat out said like it's loosely based on it. So I wanted to watch the movie first, and I was obsessed with the visuals. Like, to say obsessed is, it's honestly an understatement. The visuals in that movie are so fantastic. The movie itself could have sucked, but the visuals made it. The costumes, the hair, the symbolism, it was stunning. So I actually made myself a bookmark. So I did one side based on the movie. So these were just like clip art that I purchased off of Etsy, and then is it all clip art? Oh, I think I took an image of the house from the movie but the rest is like clip art from Etsy. And then I thought I would make a book version. Even though I haven't read the book fully, this is kind of like my interpretation of the book. This is what I think the book aesthetic is like. And again, this is clip art from Etsy as well. So that was fun. So that's my man-made bookmark, and I'm going to continue to read this, but just without annotating. I'm also listening to the audio at the same time because those Jacob's lines are wild, and I find if you are listening to them, they are easier to interpret as opposed to just reading them. This book, the version that I have, Sokotora, I don't know, books, it does have the interpretation of Jacob's lines at the bottom, and it does have like just a random page I turned to, it does have definitions. So I love that this is the page I just turned to. It tells you what a basilisk is. Any Harry Potter fan knows what a basilisk is. A legendary reptile said to kill with its glance, figuratively, a deadly or withering look. I mean, it does help to have the interpretations and the little definitions at the bottom, but if you're listening to it, I find you can interpret what Jacob is saying easier. So I'm kind of listening and following along at the same time, which is taking me forever. As you can see, I'm not even close to being done. So a bit frustrating, that one. With the movie, fantastic. The books I read in February were The Restoration Garden, which was, it kind of flashes back between like present time and wartime in England. And she is restoring this old family home, the gardens, obviously. She's restoring the gardens to what they were at that time. And it kind of flashes back to the wartime and present time, and it's a little sad. It's a little bit of a tearjerker, just slightly, but I did really enjoy it. It was really good. And then I read Carl's Doomsday Scenario, which is the second book, I think, in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I need to continue with this series, but I have so many books I want to read. But I do love the Dungeon Crawler Carl series in audio. Audible is the way to go for these. Loved it so much. I think I liked the first book better. A lot of people, like, it's kind of 50-50. Some people like the second book better than the first, and some people like the first book better. I think I like the first one better, but I'm really excited to continue this series. It's really funny. And we'll do purchases in one big section because I filmed it all at once. So we'll get to the B-roll after. So now we're at March. The only real memories I have for March is going to see the Project Hail Mary movie, which was always going to happen. I was always going to see that movie. I was always going to see it in theaters because I did read the book in 2025. I listened to it on Audible, another one that you must listen to. There's an element, if you're unfamiliar with the book or the movie, there is an element to this book that I almost think requires the audio. I don't know. Either way, if you've seen the movie, you know, so it doesn't matter anyway. But if you haven't seen the movie and you want to read the book, Audible is the way to go, for sure. Another audio book that is a must. Lots coming out. Audio has really stepped up their games book-wise. That's it for memories in March. I honestly can't really think of anything else. I even have notes. Well, pretty boring. The book that I read in March was, this is like kind of embarrassing, but given what's going on with this situation right now, I felt like it was a must. I read Cake Eater by Carl Radke. I couldn't remember his last name. He is a cast member on Summer House, so this is his biography, auto memoir. What's the difference between a biography and a memoir? Anyway, it's all about his time with kind of growing up, but it more focuses on his adult life and his struggle with addiction and the spotlight because he is on Summer House and all of the stuff going on with Summer House right now. I don't know if any of you are fans, but I am. And I don't want to have thoughts yet. I kind of want to wait for the Summer House reunion to come out for some explanations to be given. But in the meantime, I thought it'd be cool to read Carl's memoir, autobiography, whatever it's called. And I kind of enjoyed that. I mean, it's clear he's not a writer, but he's not a writer. So I can forgive that. If you read a lot of the reviews criticize the writing. He's not a writer, guys. it is what it is. So I enjoyed it. If you can get past that, I enjoyed it. So I think I gave it 3.75, 3.5 stars, something like that. It's interesting. I like hearing about behind the scenes stuff after the fact, so you can kind of hear about the things that he was going through when Summer House was being filmed and we're watching it. I mean, now in hindsight, we know he had a problem with addiction, but it's interesting to know what he was going through, like even mentally in that time. It's wild and kind of sad. So we'll talk, like I said, we'll talk about purchases in the B-roll footage. You're gonna see the moon tray for, where are we? March. I did film it, but you guys just haven't seen it. And then we'll do April's. So there we have that. I'm going to start with the art print mail club that I joined actually back in January. It's called the Rose Guild and it's out of Calgary. This is the envelope that all of your beautiful goodies come in. That stamp is stunning. So it's Sophie Lefebvre, and she is, like I said, in Calgary, Alberta. And here is all of her information. So ateliersophie.com. I found her on TikTok. It was back in January when she started she had like a promotion going for, the first month was free. So January was free. And then every month after that is 10 Canadian. So this was the art print that came in January. She signs them in pencil on the back. She does these all herself. She paints them and she showcases herself painting them as well. And February was a little different because it was my birthday month. So you get extra goodies when it's your birthday. So this was, oh, here's the stickers. Sorry, there's stickers that come with it. It was stuck. So she makes her own stickers. There's two of those. Oh, here it is. They got stuck. So stickers, print, extra goodies. This is February's print, which is completely stunning. And then I got an extra print for my birthday that came in this tissue paper. Obsessed. So here is the birthday print. I'm not sure if the birthday print is the same every single month going forward, like if it's exclusive to that month, I'm not sure. But then here was February's sticker, this heart rose, which is gorgeous, and a little piece of paper ephemera also came with it. The other thing that comes with these, you get a lovely little letter. I'm not going to read it, but good morrow, February, Aquarius season. So you get a lovely letter with a poem, which I can't find the letter or the poem for January. So we're starting with February. So this is Garden. Sonia Kedeman is the author. So she gives you these lovely little prints with a poem of some sort as well, which I also love. They're a little wide for some of my journals, which is very unfortunate because I would love to put those in there. And then for March, we got this stunning moth print, which I'm obsessed with. We got the Awaiting Spring poem. Again, would be stunning for a journal, but it's a little too wide. I'm going to try another journal. We got an Ostara stamp sticker and a moth sticker, which I also love. We got another sticker that's a 4-leaf clover that says Lucky You, which I've already used. I put it on my journal. And here is our Good Morrow March Pisces letter. So I wanted to share this with you guys because I do think it would be up some of your alley, and it is stunning. I'm going to put these aside because I did buy another journal and I want to see if they will fit in it. But gorgeous artwork. Like I said, she makes it herself. It's all her own work, her own original work. She has TikToks of herself painting them. And if you're interested, I will try to remember to put her information in the description box, but take a screenshot of that if you're interested. And this has been a lovely little joy going forward every month. They do arrive at the beginning of the month, which is nice. I'm in another postcard club from an artist in Peterborough, and hers arrives around the end of the month. So it's nice to get a little one of each. Now we get into like the stationery purchases. I have a problem. So I have not made any tarot or crystal purchases since 2026 started. We're having a very sunny day and my blinds are not cooperating, so sorry about that. But yeah, so good for me. No crystal or tarot purchases, but I've just replaced it with stationery. So I think these are all the pens I've got over the last 2 months, which is wild. Absolutely wild. I actually think there's more. I know that there's more. I got another Kakuno, but I am loving these Asvine C80s. I think I talked about this one in January, perhaps. So I've got them in a bunch of different nibs. This is an extra fine, this is a fine, and my first ever stub nib, 1.1 stub. So I figured it would be a good beginner pen to try with a stub nib. Not beginner's the wrong word, I guess cheaper. I did ink it up and I didn't love it. What happened was, and I don't know if this was contributing to why I didn't like it, but the ink leaked and was like spilling out over this seam here. So it could just be that the cartridge wasn't pushed down far enough. That's my bad for not checking. I don't know. And it didn't leak in a bad way. Like I caught it before. I was just like, oh, how much ink is left? Because obviously more ink would come out with a thicker nib. And then I was like, oh my gosh, there's ink all around there. So I'm going to definitely keep going with it. And I'll show you the sample of what it looks like. It's not going to be my go-to. It might be good for like titles or whatever, but it's hard to ink up an entire pen just for titles. But this one's a wood grain. I kind of thought it would have some shimmer to it because all of the other ones seem to have some shimmer or glitter, straight up glitter, but it didn't, which is fine. Like I said, it was a cheaper stub nib for me to purchase and try out. So I'm okay with that. I did get a more expensive TWSBI Eco. It's one of the like the colored, the onyx nib and onyx hardware. So it is more expensive, which makes this the most expensive fountain pen I have. It's currently inked with Ferris Wheel Press Peter Moss because it is March and I was using green for March. This is an extra fine, which I don't love. I don't love the TWSBI Eco and an extra fine, which really sucks because I got another one, which is charging. So we're going to see more sunlight. I got the glow purple, so I was just charging it in the sunlight. It glows blue, which is really cool. I don't know if this end was in the sun. It's also an extra fine. Extra fine was the last nib left where I purchased this. It's starting to sell out, so I got the extra fine because it was the last one left, but I had already ordered this in extra fine, so had I known I was going to end up with this in an extra fine, I would have ordered this in a fine or medium or something, but whatever, that's life. I have inked this up. I inked it up with Jane Eyre, I think, perhaps, and it was just too light in the extra fine, so there's that. This Pilot Kakuno, which is a brown color, it's more like a purple gray, like a taupey purple gray. Love that. It is currently inked up with Wearing Ghoul's Don Quixote. I have a sample of that, so it's just been discontinued. So I wanted to ink it up with a sample of Don Quixote to see if it was one that I would want to buy, but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get my hands on it. And then I got my hands on one of the Lunar Green limited edition Kaweco Sport pens. I don't have any of the Kaweco, however you want to say it, limited editions, so it was super fun to be able to get my hand on this one. It's kind of hard to tell. It's not really doing it in this light, maybe ever so slightly, but certain ways you shift the pen, it has like a red iridescence. Very interesting. And I got it in a medium nib because I really want to try the Kaweco in the medium nib. That looks so tiny, that little nib. is a medium. And I'm not buying cartridges for these. I'm just using up the cartridges that they come with and refilling them. So it comes with blue. I'm going to have to use it up, and then I can ink it with fun stuff. Then, because it was my birthday in February, Ferris Wheel Press has a points program. So you get a free pen if you're signed up for their points program. You do have to pay for shipping. Now, it's a mystery pen. So it's called the Mystery Pen, and I got the Pearl series. I think the Pearl series is the only one available for the Mystery Pen. Pearl Surprise. So there is a little blurb. The Mystery Pen. Deep inside this box lies a mystery pen of unknown shape or form. Discover the treasures that lie within. Each mystery pen comes equipped with a converter that is ready to be filled with your favorite fountain pen ink and classic color from our collection. Let the luck of the draw inspire your next brilliant idea. So the one I ended up with is called the Roundabout. I don't love the color, but it's incredibly interesting because it's a ballpoint. And it comes with, as it said, a cartridge. And this cartridge actually has that little ball inside of it to help agitate. I don't know if I would be putting shimmer ink in this, though. I don't imagine a ballpoint would handle shimmer ink well. So it is inked up, as I said, and I have used it, so I can show you a sample of that. Those are all my pens. It's absolutely wild. I went ham. Most of them are fairly cheap. Like, they're all less than $100. The only one even close to $100 is that TWSBI in the Carrera colorway, and it was $70. I also placed a not major, I say major, it was probably like 20 bucks, stickers, and this ruler from the Coffee Monsters Co. Is her name branded anywhere on here? Yes, at the bottom. The Coffee Monsters with a Z Co. If you haven't heard of them, they're fairly popular in the journaling community. She is out of British Columbia. Her name's Helen. This ruler has been so handy because the little boxes and this little rectangle are perfect for the Hobonichi. It's very sharp though, like very sharp. And there's no, it's stamped on both sides. So it's very slidey, very slippery, but it's adorable. The other thing I got, it's also charging, was some clampy clips. I got clear, which is boring, so I didn't bring it out to show you, but I also got the glow-in-the-dark one. I'm a sucker for glow-in-the-dark. These are great for holding open the Hobonichi or any other journaling notebooks that I have. Really enjoy that. Something I wanted to show, forgot, for your fountain pens. I saw this on a TikTok. I can't remember the creator's name. I'm so sorry because I love giving people credit, but keep your pen boxes and any of these like silica gels. So when you wash your pens, put them in here with these silica gel packs and close it up, and it'll help absorb the water in your pens if there is any left over. Fantastic idea, whoever came up with that. So, inks. I did buy several inks this month, but I can't remember which ones came in which months. So there's definitely the Sailor Emma Moyoi, there's Sailor Kitsune Biore. I can't remember when Peter Moss came in. That might have come in February. We have Diamine Salamander, which just looks straight up black. We have Wearing Goals limited edition Hope. Gossiping Grape, Dearest Navy, I think is also in this. There's a bunch that are new, and then I got a bunch of samples. So I don't swatch my samples in here. I swatch them in my regular swatching book. I just write my samples. So there's one more over here, Van Diemen's Lost Love Letters. Yeah, this page is now full, so if I get any more, they have to go over here. So lots of inks, lots of fun stuff. I used Tinkerbell, Wearing Goals Tinkerbell in March as well. The Iroshizuku Chiku Rin, it would be fun for spring. So same with the Tatcha Asahanada. Oh, sorry, Wearing Girl Dream Within a Dream is what I inked with the TWSBI Glow Purple. It was too fine. Yeah. So lots of inks, lots of that going on. Hobonichi is Hobonichiing. It's fun. It's still going down, love it. So there's that. I can do a full walkthrough of this if anyone's interested, but that's not really what my channel is about, so I don't know if people are interested in seeing that. I bought this notebook. I'm using it as my swatch journal, so I've organized it by color. So the samples are swatched in here. I just didn't want to swatch them in two places because it is just a tiny little sample. There's Van Diemen's Lost Love Letter. Such a great color for spring. The green with the pink chroma shading. I think that would be really good for spring, but it would have to be in a thicker pen. Yeah, so I just didn't want to have so many things inked in so many places when they're just little samples. There's Wearing Ghoul's Hope. It just came in a couple days ago. We have lots of purple. So how I work with my swatches is I just do the S's, and then when I ink up a pen, I will write under that swatch the pen and the nib size. So here's the TWSBI Carrera Extra Fine, just so I can see how it looks, how fine it looks, how the ink performs, yada, yada, yada. So that's how I handle my swatch book. There's another one. So here's the Asvine 1.1 stub. Also a great color for spring. It's got the green and the, is that pink? Would we call that pink? Like a brownie pink? Yeah, definitely a learning curve with the stub nib. And then let's get to, I did buy some samples that were a mystery pack, but if you're interested, I also do this. Every single time I ink up a pen, I write it down. I did not, there was one I didn't ink up because I didn't love it, but this is the Ferris Wheel Press ballpoint fountain pen. Really impressed with how that worked out. Again, there's the Asvine C80 stub nib. Maybe the ink was just too wet for the stub nib. I don't know, but I also do that. And I'll show you the mystery ink pack I opened a few days ago. So this is from Penablers. Let's get his information on screen. His name is Henry, and he is fantastic. Penablers.ca, they do sample sizes from around St. Catharines area, I believe. They will mail out sample sizes. So super glad I found him. I think I've talked about him before, but I purchased a $20 5 ink sample pack from him. You don't know what you're getting. You can pick if you want shimmer, not shimmer, an assortment, whatever. I think I picked the assortment, so I didn't get any shimmer, but I got some sheeners. So we have the Tiranishi Guitar Melancholic Blue, which is a sheener, and Tiranishi Guitar Lady Emerald, also a sheener. I do not have any Tiranishi Guitar or Anderillium. So it was a win for me because not only do I not have any of these colors, but 3 of them I had never tried any of the brands. So then we have the J. Herbin Coral de Tropiques, tropical coral, I'm guessing, and then Rouge Caroubier, not really sure on that one. But yeah, so it was really fun to get a mystery sample pack and some good summer colors as well. Some nice bright summer colors. So this is my ink journal that was purchased and I've been getting a lot of fun out of, a lot of use out of. It's my joy right now. The other journal I bought was a commonplace journal. So I got the Stalogy in the 6 month, and my goal was to make it a commonplace, which I have done. So I'll show you how she's looking. So this is just their washi tape, so I had to cut them out. This is going to be the index, which I'm going to color code with dots after it's all done, just because I don't know what subjects are going to be in here and how much of them. So of course my first entry was on commonplacing. So we have that. And then my second entry was on Van Gogh. So this has also been really fun, and I like that there's not a lot of pressure. You don't have to write in it every day. It's just for me personally, whenever I go down a rabbit hole with something, that's when I will document it. And I am so sad I wasn't doing this years ago, because I have gone down many a rabbit hole and then I forget the information. So it's really unfortunate, and that is the point of a commonplace, to not just like read about something on a couple of web pages, but to document it, and you can go back and reference it. So love that. I had no idea that Van Gogh did that. What is it called? Skull of a Skeleton with a Burning Cigarette. His early work which was much darker, as you probably read there. My next entry is going to be on quotes that really resonate with me. So I've got these frame things that I purchased online. Can't remember when, where now, but I'm just going to insert quotes in these. So obviously they're not all going to fit, but I have to decide which ones are going to stay and which ones are going to be put back in the envelope. But that's the next project for the commonplace. And my quotes that I'm going to use are definitely going to be quotes that stay with you. Not just like, oh, that's a cool quote, like ones that you kind of really have to think about. The other journal I bought is an Allie, you can see the camera, an Allie Ryan chunky journal. This is 1,000 pages. I did get the clear cover with it. It's vegan leather and it's a lovely green. So I can't start this though. I got the Koji paper with the bigger grid. There's 2mm grid, and I can't remember what this one is, 3.7 I want to say. I can't write in 2mm grid, so I had to get the larger one. I am so excited to start this. This is going to be my like everyday journal that I use also with ephemera. Oh, what do we think? Yes, I got the standard size because I wanted it to be a bit wider. Oh my gosh, perfect. So those do work in my new journal, but I have to finish my current journal, which is a bit of a problem because I have so much left of it. So it's not even going to fit on the screen because it's big. I have this one, but I'm only this far into it. And I started this journal in 2021, so I definitely slacked big time. There were months and months in between entries, but I do have a plan. I am going to write in it every day. And if I write one page every single day, which this is a beefy, like one page is a lot. If I'm able to write one page every day, it'll get me to October 21st. I know myself, I know that that's not going to happen for me. So I'm banking on finishing it in 2026. It should be done by the end of 2026. And then 2027, I should be able to start my Allie Ryan journal. So that's exciting. Another journal thing I've been doing, just to show you, I've been practicing a cursive writing because I have not done cursive writing since early high school days, maybe. Even then, I don't know, it might have just been printing, but I really just want to practice my cursive writing and get back into that. That journal is straight up nonsense. I just write about the pen I'm using. I write about the ink. I already write a Dear Diary form in this journal, so there's no point in repeating information. So it's literal nonsense. I don't know if you were able to read any of it. Please don't embarrass me. It's literally like, this pen writes well. I want to try it with a different ink. Yeah. So I hope I got through that rather quickly. There was a lot of stuff I bought in February and March. So if that was, a little different than normal, I imagine you were probably expecting crystals and decks. I get it. Look, I made a switch. I replaced one expensive habit with another. In February, I used my designated February tarot deck, the Badass Tarot Deck by Harley Spencer. This is an independently published deck. I got it off of eBay. That is her website. eBay, it was just cheaper. I don't know why. It wasn't an insane amount cheaper, but it was definitely cheaper. This is my go-to February tarot deck because it gives me Aquarius energy. So I use it every February. We're going to be careful here with what cards we show. So it's just fun. It just gives, like I said, Aquarius energy. It's a fun deck that I look forward to pulling this deck out every February. Now, I did do a bit of a fun reading with this one. It was a 1-card pull. My grandma lost something in her house, and we are 2.5 hours away from her, so not able to help her. But I thought maybe, love this, I thought maybe I could pull a card and see what it would tell me about where the item is going to be located in her house. So I did that, and my goal was, like I said, 1 card, and I only wanted to really look at the imagery. It wasn't going to be so much based on the specific tarot card pulled. If that helped, great. But I was going to be going based off the imagery. The card that came up was this 6 of Pentacles. So if we're going off the imagery, I see clouds, I see trees, I see a road, I see a woman with flowers covering her face, a couple of money indicators, a piggy bank and cash, this sepia image of a woman in dress giving maybe some less fortunate individuals something, handing them something. We'll get in there so you can see what I'm talking about. So with this card, I thought there is one place in my grandma's house that has all of these things visible. Or not visible, but all of these things are usually in that spot. She doesn't have like mounds of cash visible, but she does have a little tiny piggy bank that she just puts spare change in. You can see the road from there. You can see the trees from there. You can see the clouds from there. She usually has a vase of flowers. And she's got trinkets, which when I first pulled this card, I thought that sepia image was like plaster trinket things. What's the word I'm looking for? Figurines. Now, since I pulled this card, the item has been found. And it's kind of tricky because it was found by my grandma, and then she put it back in its original spot. And then when my mom went to visit her, she found the item in its original spot, and they had to go through the whole, she found it, whatever. Where my grandma found it, you can see all of these things. It's not the original spot I was thinking. It's actually kind of far away from the original spot I was thinking, but it goes to show how you can influence your own tarot reading, your own cards, because once I had this spot in my head, there was no other spot. But obviously there was another spot that has all of these things except maybe the piggy bank and the money. I'll have to go look at the spot and see if there's anything that you can tie in to money. My mind is just spinning because I'm imagining the spot, and there are a couple things that you could tie into money. Like maybe something is worth something, like she has an antique in that area and it's actually worth something. I don't know, my mind is going nuts, but very interesting that's the card that came up, and where the item was found was kind of surrounded by most, if not all, of those things. So that is February's tarot deck. She's fun. Accurate readings, yes, but I wouldn't call them deep, but impressed with that lost item. The deck I used for March, the Gentle Tarot. When I was trying to think of what decks I should use, I don't know, this deck just selected itself. It was just, this is the one you should use. And I was like, okay. So I do have my cheat sheet on the inside because I don't use this deck very often. Obviously I have the travel edition, the pocket edition. This cardstock, it's so smooth. It's a lovely textile experience. I can't riffle shuffle it because it is chonky, but yeah, really great experience. I love the sound it makes. I will hold this because I'm not zooming in. This is, I don't know why, it was just the perfect selection for March. And I'm trying to remember, I know I've done videos like decks for spring, whatever. I can't even remember if this made it in there. I'm pretty sure it did because it does give very clear spring vibes for me personally. So I do think it was probably in there, but this came up so much for me. Yeah, great little deck, great little reader. It did prove to be accurate for me, so love it when that happens. And this deck is sometimes hit or miss for me. So I especially love when it happens because I feel like I have flip-flopped back and forth with rehoming this deck, keeping this deck, rehoming this deck. So I am pleased to see that it did work out for me in the month of March, and it's back on the keep list. She's staying. So fun to work with this one. Love the little size. I think I am going to continue working with it into April. I didn't work too much with it in March, not an excessive amount. So I'm happy to continue working with it into April, especially given the aesthetics. Like it does feel like spring. So those were the tarot decks that I used, and I did not use a single oracle deck. I don't know. I'm not feeling the oracle decks, and it does make me want to do, you know how I did the 47 decks in 47 days with my tarot decks? I think I should do it with oracle decks just to use them. I feel like 2025 wasn't oracle heavy either. So I think I will do that. When is another problem because my weekends coming up are fairly booked. And I want to be able to do it consecutive without having to go away for some weekends and pack several decks with me while I'm gone for 3 days. I don't know. It is a goal for 2026 though. It is a goal to do that with my oracle decks. And that's February, March. I keep wanting to say March and April. It's February and March. I'm just on my way. I'm freshly on my way home from my grandma's from Easter weekend. So I've been in the car for 2.5 hours and then got home and it was unpacking and mayhem. So hopefully this doesn't take too long to edit and I can get it up for you guys, hopefully today. But that's that. And thanks so much for watching. I will leave you with the moon tray and I'll see you when I see you. The moon tray. You did not see March. So this is what I had going on for March. We had a lot of moss agate and garden quartz. This big honker is a moonstone, a green moonstone, which does have blue flash somewhere. I don't think our lighting, oh, maybe. There's one side and there is some over here as well. The blue isn't really coming out, but you can see that there's a flash. So we had some green moonstone. We had lots of moss. I'm saying garden, I mean moss. Moss. That might be ocean jasper. Nope, it's moss. Moss and moss. So these are all moss agates, which just really felt the vibe for March, I felt. And oh, that's a moss. Some aquamarine for the birthstone. Wanted to incorporate a little bit of blue into the tray as well. So some aquamarine chips. This is a piece of green goldstone, which is sparkly green. The camera is just making it look black and sparkly. It is green and sparkly. Thought I would throw that in there as a little homage to St. Patrick's Day. And then we have garden. So I love these. There's so much depth to these. It's like a little atmosphere, a little world in there. So I felt that they really were also quite the vibe for March. April, let's do it. All right, I kind of wanted to try a little pastel vibe. I don't know how I'm feeling about this peach moonstone. It kind of looks dirty next to the other colors, but she's gorgeous. Like her sheen shimmer is fantastic. Oh no, we've messed things up here. All right, I have a problem because I cannot for the life of me remember what these are called. Ooh, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't remember. Other than that, we've got, like I said, our peach moonstone. We have apatite. We have cotton candy agate, which I thought was perfect color for spring as well. We have these also perfect ocean jasper. Like this green and lavender is the perfect color for spring. I'm obsessed with it. And this ocean jasper as well. I just think, like, if I had a whole tray of these, oh my gosh, stunning. Blue calcite, rose quartz, rose quartz, rose quartz, rose quartz. Blue chalcedony, however you want to pronounce it. I also think it's the perfect blue for April. Pistachio, calcite. This I actually have no idea. It was a freebie. It kind of looks like sodalite, but it's so speckly. I don't know, but we'll go with sodalite. Amethyst. Well, this is also ocean jasper, this square. So these three guys are all ocean jasper. Botswana agate, lepidolite, unicorn stone. I think this is also an amethyst. Yeah, an interesting purple amethyst. And I think that's it. I think I got everything. These two raw ones, well, three raw ones right next to each other. I don't know, maybe I'll play around with the layout, but I do think it is springy. Like, it's just all these pinks and blues and purples and a side of green. Yeah, I don't know about that peach moonstone though. It's when it's on its own, it doesn't look so brown, but next to all these other colors, it's looking a little brown. Don't hate it though. I don't know. We'll see. So that's April.